everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's do this Valentine's makeup look. Usually I would start with my base because I just can't stand starting with my eyes and doing like a full-on eye look without anything on my face, but I thought we'd switch this time because it's easier to start with your eyes. You can be a little bit messier, no worry about fallout because you can remove that later. I will be hydrating my skin, even though I will be starting with the eyes, just so by the time we are done with them, nice hydrated base and the product it's fully absorbed. Do not forget the under eye. If you want to use a separate product, go ahead, but you can use your normal moisturizer. I'm going to start curling my lashes. This is the first thing that I do so I don't mess up the eyeshadow later. And I'm going in with some eye primer. I'm doing a thin layer of a tacky eye primer. This is going to be very similar to a concealer, so feel free to use a concealer if you don't have an actual eye primer. So let's grab a black eyeshadow. Should we do eyeshadow? Yeah, it's easier. And with a detailed brush like this, preferably one like this, it's flat and round, so it's going to be very precise. So I'm going to grab my black eyeshadow. I always deposit the excess on my hand so there's not a lot of fallout. And I'm going to follow my natural eye shape, my natural crease, just like this. Just like that. And on the outer part, I'm going to place the brush just in the corner and drag it out, create an eyeliner shape. This doesn't need to be perfect because we're going to blend this and smoke it out, so just create a little bit like that. I want to leave this space blank, but I want to smoke it out inwards, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. This again doesn't need to be perfect. Now with a small blending brush, I'm just going to smoke that out even more. And same with the eyeliner. I personally prefer a smokier liner rather than a perfect liner, so that's what I'm going to do. I know it looks insane, but just trust the process. Okay, now that we look like a clown, grab a Q-tip. I'm not to clean that up yet. I'm just going to smoke it out even more. I feel like this is given, but just in case, if you have your base and everything done, you obviously can't do this, but I'm just saying, just in case. That's why I chose to do the eye first, so it can be a little bit messier and you don't have to be as precise and you don't even need that many skills, you know? Now that we have all this kind of blended and it's kind of horrendous, I'm going to go in again with black and intensify that inner part. We don't want just a line over there, we want a nice gradient, so now you can blend this a little bit. And let me just do the same thing with the eyeliner. We want to focus it now on the inside of this kind of bead that we created, so we don't mess up the blending that much. We want to focus it a little bit more on the inside to create more dimension. As you can see, I'm bringing it a little bit under, and I'm going to do the same thing on the inner corner. I'm going to leave this blank space in the middle to create sort of a halo eye. I think it's a really cool effect. With a blending brush, I'm going to grab a grayish kind of shade to use as transition. I'm going to apply this just after that black and kind of blending both together. Yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing with the eyeliner, but only on the lower part. I don't know why, I just because. Now we need another blending brush. It needs to be clean, and we're going to just diffuse everything and blend everything together. I'm gonna grab a bigger one because I feel like a lot easier. This is just a lot easier. Now let's clean this up a little bit. Easiest way, in my opinion, is to grab some micellar water and a very thin detail brush. You're going to put a tiny bit of micellar water in your hand, grab it with the brush, soak it in, but then tap the excess. This inner part is actually not that bad, but I'm going to just clean it up a little bit. You don't want that much micellar water, just the tiniest bit. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't super necessary, but to clean it up, just do like this in your hand and you're good to go. This part though, this needs a little bit of help. I love this part. This is so satisfying. Obviously, you can extend your wing as long as you want it. Let's just leave it like that. I'm going to add a little bit of white now in the inner corner. I think it gives a little bit of extra spice to the look. With a round, small brush. Adding some to the brow bone, tie everything together, blend that with the rest of the makeup. They don't need to be connected. To finish it, I am going to grab one of my favorite glitters, like this glitter right here. Oof, I'm not gonna do that much. I'm just gonna pick it up like by tapping, and I'm gonna tap right here in the middle where we left that blank space. And I want to put it down here as well, but we'll do that when we finish the face. Just to tie everything together, go in my waterline, but not all the way through. Just I'm going to match the eyeshadow, creating like a halo eyeliner as well. Yeah, that makes such a big difference. Look at that. I don't know if you can see, but we have a little bit of fallout here, and since we don't have anything on the base, we can actually remove that very easily. If you do this, remember to reapply a little bit of the cream of the moisturizer that you used. I'm gonna do the eyeshadow on the other eye real quick. If you want to just jump to the face, feel free. Both eyes done. The mascara, I'm going to do it at the end. Let's move on to the base. I need to rehydrate the under eye. I have to be very careful now because I have the lower lash line done already. You could do all the top part of the eye and then do your base and then finish with the lower lash line. I don't know why I didn't do that, but it doesn't really matter that much. If you're careful enough with your concealer now, it should be fine. I have this new launch from Laura Mercier. Is their new tinted moisturizer. I just want to give them a try, and this is just my kind of base product. So let's do a couple of swatches. This is 3W and these ones 3N in sand. Let's see. I think both of them are very dark for me right now. Oh, these are quite orange to be neutral. I mean, this one's warm, so okay, but this one's neutral, and honestly I don't see that much of a difference. Let's go in with warm, even though I'm more neutral. I like going in with a fluffier brush for my base. Oh my god, this is way too orange. Oh, it oxidizes so bad. No, it's a pass for me right now. Maybe when I'm tanner, it's going to look nicer. Just in my usual Fenty Beauty skin tint. So much better. So much better. I love this stuff. I'm doing a little light base to even out my skin tone. I recently found out that I might have rosacea, which would explain so many things. But yeah, it's not gonna change the way I do my makeup though. Like for concealer, now I have to be careful on the under eye, so I'm going to apply it very low, just right here. Let's cover up any redness, blemishes, the bigger areas. I do it with a bigger brush. Under eye, especially in this case, I'm going to do it with a smaller, more precise brush, just to not mess up with the eye look. Let's move on to some bronzer. Did I just do that? To use my trusty matchsticks from Fenty with the brush, backing that in on top of my cheek to give that lifted look. Careful around your eye look. As I said before, I don't really do my eyes before my base. I have to say I'm not hating it that much as I thought I would. So I might do it again. Like, it was nice to be messy and not perfect, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes, and if I have my base on already and I can't mess it up like at all, it takes me so long to actually do everything. Maybe not that long, but it's just more stressful, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be a little more precise. You don't have any chances because you will ruin your makeup, and that's obviously very normal. I actually liked doing this. I might do it again. Let's do some blush now. Like, this look calls for a little bit of peachy blush. I'm going to use this one from Beef. I love this. It's so nice. It blends so nice. Look, it's kind of watery. It feels kind of cooling. I don't know, because forget to go onto your temples a little bit to make everything cohesive. I also like to do my nose. Is there some powder? I'm going to grab one of my powder puffs. Oops. I'm going to do my Huda Beauty as usual. If you've seen any of my tutorials, I usually don't like going in with powder puffs, but since today it's kind of like more glam, I will do a powder puff. Don't forget to blend any creasing. Creasing is normal, like, it will happen if you apply your concealer and you do all the things in the meantime before setting. It's normal, like, it's gonna happen, and that's fine, and it's fine. It doesn't mean the concealer is bad or something. Do one eye at a time. Just blend the creases and then go straight in. Apply a very thin layer of it. We don't want like crazy stuff. I don't know if I showed, but I tapped the excess on the back of my hand before applying, and just like that, it just gives you the most seamless application. Now blend any creases. Quickly go in with the buff. For the rest of my face, I'm going to grab a small fluffy brush and a tiny bit of powder. I'm just going to tap that in until it's not tacky anymore, and then I can swipe. For any blemishes, I like to go in with the point of the powder puff. Tap that in. The concealer doesn't move around, and once that's been set, I'll set the brush very gently. Let's continue setting all the cream products with powder products. So let's go in with some bronzer. I love this one from Hourglass. It's kind of luminous, so it doesn't look like very powdery at all, and it just applies so beautifully on the skin. I go in with a big fluffy brush. We want to be nice and bronzed, especially if you're gonna take pictures, because bronzer, like, you're gonna look very pale in pictures if you're not wearing a little bit more bronzer than usual. Don't be shy with it. And to set the blush, I'm going to use these Kosas Baked blushes. Now this next step is probably going to level up your makeup game, but you will have to trust me in this one, okay? Grab a nice creamy full coverage concealer in a brightening shade, like a little bit lighter than your skin tone, and apply a tiny little bit. Grab a small fluffy brush. This is actually an eyeshadow brush, and you want to coat that like fully. I know we've set already, I know. We're gonna go very lightly with it on top, just to brighten a little bit. It's nothing crazy, it's the tiniest bit. It's everything on the details. This is going to give a little bit more dimension and give like the last touch to your makeup. And no, it's not going to disturb your powder if you do this right. You just have to be very gentle. Apply the tiniest amount of product. You'll be fine, and you'll be fine. Now with the same fluffy powder brush, we're going to grab a pressed finishing powder. The other one was a setting powder, this one's a finishing powder. Let's go over everything very lightly, okay? That's the key for it to actually work out and not mess up with one layer with another. But you got this. Let's finish off this eye. I'm just going to apply some mascara. You can do falsies now. I just can't stand a false lash. Just can't do it. Too much for me. I've never been an eyelash girl. I don't think I'll ever be, but that's on me. If you feel like doing lashes, do lashes. Let's do the lips. We do red, but it might be a lot. Let's do a sheer red, okay? For lip liner, let's go in with the new Rhode lip shapers or lip shapes, sorry. This is in shade Stretch. These liners are so nice. They are so creamy. People complain that they are not very long wearing, but I think there's nothing wrong with a non-long wearing lip liner. You know what I mean? Like not every product needs to be long wearing and everything. Just you have some for some occasions, you have some for other occasions, and that's fine. For me, it's the fact that they apply super easily. Also, the shade range, it's amazing. Yeah, I think the formula, it's really nice. I don't know if the blending part is the most useful thing ever. I still think my finger does a better job, but I like the vibe. Now I thought would do maybe not super red, but burgundy, reddish kind of lip. I feel like I'm more comfortable with that. I'm going to use this. I'm not sure how to pronounce this brand, but I think it's, I'm gonna say Few. Maybe Fui. We have really cool products. This one's a new shade for me, but look at that, it's so squishy. They're called they're patting pots or something, and they have this super cute tool. It's like very squishy. So I'm going to grab this. Look at that, it's so cute, so satisfying, so cozy. Oh, this shade is so nice. You can swipe or dab with this. I think it's honestly just fine. These are matte finish. They are so comfortable. They feel like a cloud on your lips. Oh, I'm obsessed. To clean the tool, it couldn't be easier. I just grab a little paper towel and that's it. It has its little cap. I just love it, so cute. And now for the reddish part, I'm going to use another very fun lip product. This one's from Florasis and it's like a glossy lip. Just grabbing it with my finger. It's a very pigmented, and I'm going to just dab it for that little red touch. I like this. I might add a little bit more of the lip liner, but this combo is so pretty. It's red, but not too red. It's not that intimidating. Also, I feel like with this eye look, it's already quite heavy. It might feel a little bit too much for the whole face. I think this is just like the perfect version of that. Let's finish off with some of the new Fenty setting spray, and that's it. That's the Valentine's look. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you do it, okay? Whether you do something on Valentine's or not. I never do anything on Valentine's Day, and that's okay. It's not something that I usually celebrate, but I just use it as an excuse to glam myself up, like, because I love it. I enjoy it so much. If you're doing something, enjoy. If you don't, enjoy as well. Let me know what other makeups you want to see from me. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, or don't. I'm not gonna judge you. Always, all the products that I use will be linked down below, but if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.